What's up, guys? This is your boy Ted, the review guy, and today I'm back again with episode 2 of Lovecraft Country review. Um, during the Korean War, and then they meet the sheriff there, who obviously doesn't like, or she's the lady that acts as the sheriff in the village. who obviously doesn't like black people, and but pretends she's talking about black bears, but we all know that she's talking about black people and how much she doesn't like them and how much they get their noses in businesses that it's not theirs, etc., etc. And that's when Tick here, while Tick had the whistle that pulled away the monsters in the first episode, and that's when Tick wanted to go into the jail or tower thing that was there, and he deduces that that's probably where his father is, because they tried to hide anyone screaming or whatever using the dogs barking and stuff like that. The gang decides to walk into the woods, and then they are again attacked by the monsters, and then the whistle again, which stops the monsters, and then we see Christina, and then immediately George and Letty forget about the event that just happened right in front of them, and then there's a connection between the whistle and how they are losing their memory, and then this spell or whatever doesn't affect Tick. Tick remembers everything, his mind is fine, and then Tick is taken to the room where he meets Christina's father, who is being operated on. An organ of his is taken from him, and then we find out it's his liver, the liver for the ceremony of basically using Tick, so that's gonna play a role in that ceremony. And the way he speaks to Tick, you can tell that he is a man looking to be at the top, basically, or wanting all the power, to be at the top of the hierarchy. And then Tick is told that he will be seen later during the ceremony because of the questions that he was asking. And then he has a talk with Christina, and Christina says they are the good guys, and Tick needs to trust her, or they should be friends. And then Tick asks her to if they are friends, she must lift the spell of them, George and Letty, forgetting about the events that keep happening. And then we hear them scream in the other rooms because they realize what happened, and probably their memories just came flooding in. And yeah, and Christina locks Tick in the room, so that he can't go to them. And then we see Christina helping the birth of the monster, I guess. Like she just went to the cow and did that the first time, and which plays a role in how mostly white people just are comfortable with anyone or any monster around except black people, basically. And I like that they played around in that. Then after that, we see Letty, Tick, and George, who start seeing visions, and they are watched through by the members of the order while they see these visions. And then Tick sees Gia, the lady that he called in the first episode, the Korean girl that he met, and Letty sees has a moment with Tick, and Uncle George sees Tick's mother, and then we found out that they might have had a thing, and there's so much story under that also, so yeah. And then the men are invited into the ceremony, but obviously because of the whole history thing, we know that Tick and Uncle George are only invited there because of what they need from Tick, and because he is the descendant of their leader, basically. That's the only reason they are even in that secret organization or ceremony at that moment. And another thing that I found interesting is how Christina said why the order isn't friends or with the KKK, which is only because they are broker than them, not because of the principles, but just because of their status and money, which was very interesting because she can't claim that she's a good guy, but that's the only thing that they condemn regarding the worst group the world is one of the worst groups the world has ever seen, like just subjected to their financial status, basically, not their principles, which was kind of interesting to see that. And then we see Christina's father's liver that was taken from him being served in the ceremony, and George interrupts the ceremony and highlights how the flaws of secret organizations or these secret groups, and references one of the histories, I think is Manson or something like that. Mentions that guy who was not allowed in these secret organizations also, or who was the only person of color was allowed in these secret organizations, but he didn't get all the benefits of them because of the color of his skin. And then we get to the highlight of one of my favorite scenes of that episode, when Tick was ordering all the white men to leave. You can just see them, like how they couldn't believe they're being given orders by a black man, which was very funny to see. And then Tick orders Christina's father to give him his father so that they can leave with him without finishing the ceremony. But then Simon retaliates and really just calls him a diluted and like really the thing that he's there for, just to give them the power, like a sacrifice basically. And then basically they go and find they try and go and find Tick's father, and then we see him. He has already tunneled himself out, and they meet him, and you see how he didn't want to be saved, he could save himself. That's what he says. And we see the relationship between the power he has over Tick, and you can see how Tick is very traumatized by his father's demeanor basically. And when they try to get away, we see that Christina stops them with that shield, the way she stopped the car that was chasing them in the first episode. And then Samuel, Christina's father, shoots Letty and she dies. And then again he shoots Uncle George right in front of him, and then tells him that he has to do the ceremony, and then he will fix the death of Letty and heal Uncle George after the ceremony has been conducted basically. So they proceed with the ceremony where he tries to get immortality, and they were shown that they revived Letty, but they left Uncle George in a state of he was not back to normal yet. He was losing a lot of blood, and he's sitting there with Montrose, and then they discuss how they were raised, and how Tick might not be Montrose's son, which calls back to that vision that Uncle George had with Tick's mother. And Tick is meant to be the sacrifice that makes this ancient order to excel basically and be great, so which is something that has been used in a lot of magic stories where black people are used as sacrifices for white people to excel. It's even done not just in movies but like in life in general. But then from the talk that Tick had with Christina, we see that he changes things basically. And after seeing Hannah, his great grandmother, he kind of reverses the spell, I guess, or the whole ceremony, and that ends up killing all the members of the order and actually just destroying the whole house. And we found out the group that Letty, since she got back, she was revived back to normal. She managed to get out, and I love how they showed how that traumatized her a lot, which gave me the idea that they will play it will play a big role in basically what will come next in the story of Letty's journey. Basically, she might be seeing dead people or whatever, we don't know. And then we found out later, after Tick's escape, we found out that Uncle George has died, which broke my heart, yeah, guys. But yeah, Uncle George has died, and yeah. And then the episode ends, and yeah, I must say, guys, the episode was just a lot of information to just digest, and I'm looking forward to discussing episode 3 with you guys. And yeah, as I said, I enjoyed a lot of things about the episode itself. I don't think there's anything that I didn't like, and I hope you enjoyed my review too. And yeah, and let's talk about it in the comment section. And yeah, let's see what you guys liked, and we'll talk about the next episode soon, very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.